Hello, operator. Can you please connect me with OTR Halloween Holidays? I don't want to miss this episode of the Bah Ghoulie Show.
Wait a minute. Have you heard the strange tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
I was with Danny when it happened, but I couldn't hang on to him. He ran off and left me, and I've been looking for him ever since.
That was Captain Fowler. Something had happened to his friend Danny.
I ain't going to no doctor at this time of the night. Tomorrow, maybe, but I'm not going tonight.
That was Danny. Danny knew something had happened to him, but he didn't know what it was.
But, Danny, you couldn't have done a thing like that. I know. Don't worry, Danny.
That was Faye, Danny's girlfriend. And this is Joe Rodriguez, a fisherman.
It's much better that I leave town, Danny. If I stay, I might forget I am your friend.
Sunday night, and again CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the strange story of fog.
Well, Danny, my boy, this is the thickest fog I've seen in this harbor in many a year. Mm-hmm. And I've been a sailorman for a long time.
Yeah, that's right, Captain. Can't see a single light along the entire waterfront. But we don't need light for where we're going. I know the way to the anchor pool room.
Yeah, I know, too. Hey, Danny, you didn't bring your gun, did you?
Sure I did. Why?
No, wait a minute. I'm not going to let you talk to Duke Moran with a gun in your pocket.
Why not, Captain?
Well, you might lose your temper and do something you'd regret.
Oh, what's the matter with you, Cap? I ain't going to shoot anybody. I just want it in case Duke Moran gets tough.
Oh, sure. I know. But if he gets tough, you can handle him with your fists.
Sure. Unless he tried to slip a knife through my ribs.
Well...
don't worry about the gun, Captain. I won't lose my head.
So Danny and Captain Fowler continue on their way toward the anchor pool room, Duke Moran's usual hangout, where Danny intends to have a showdown with Moran. But the captain is worried about Danny's gun, for he knows that Danny hates Moran to the core of his being.
Now, look, son, I hate to keep bringing this up, but, you know, I wouldn't go storming up to the Duke and start raising the debt.
He borrowed money from me, and he ain't kept his word about paying it back.
Oh, I know, my boy, but he'll pay it back.
Oh, no, he won't. He's planning to skip town and leave me holding the sack.
Now, look, you're working for me, Danny, and you're my best friend. And I'm going along to back up your claims because I was a witness when the loan was made. But look here, I don't want to see you in no trouble.
Oh, I'll take it easy. But I can tell you one thing.
Hey, look out for that hydrant. Look up. Danny, you're hurt. Here. Let me help you.
No.
There. That's it now. Easy does it. Up now. There we are. Nasty spill. You just sit here for a bit. Oh, you took a real header.
Huh?
How do you feel, Danny? Yeah, better let me see if you cut yourself.
Keep your hands off me. Who are you?
What?
What is this, a stick-up?
Danny, are you kidding?
Go away. Get away or I'll call the cops.
Why, Danny, you're out of your head.
Get away.
But don't you know me?
Let me alone. Let me alone.
Oh, come back here. No, don't go away. Come back. Danny! Danny!
Danny breaks away and quickly disappears into the fog. For a quarter of an hour, Captain Fowler searches the vicinity and finally hurries on to the anchor pool room.
Hey, any of you guys here in the pool room seen Danny Price?
Oh, hello there, Cap. No, I haven't seen Danny.
Neither have I, Cap. Don't think he's been around.
Oh, I see. Well, is Duke Moran here?
The Duke? He was here a minute ago. Where'd he go, George?
Out in the alley, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Some guy opened the back door and called him.
Some guy... Oh,
Uh-huh.
but tell me, was it Danny?
I don't know.
I don't know either, Captain. We didn't pay no attention to who it was.
Oh, I see. Well, okay, boys. Thanks.
Later that night, groping his way along the waterfront, Captain Fowler arrives at the box office of the Crystal Motion Picture Theater. An attractive girl is selling tickets.
Hello, Fay.
Well, hello there, Captain. Going to the show?
Oh, no, not tonight, Fay. I'm looking for Danny. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't. And I'm sore at that big lug, too. He promised faithfully he'd be here to take me home, and it's time to close the box office right now.
Well, look, Fay, I don't want to excite you, but I got to tell you something. Danny's had an accident.
An accident?
Yeah. He fell down in the street. He tripped over a fire hydrant, and when he got up, you know what happened? He couldn't remember nothing. He was walking around someplace in a daze.
Good heavens.
Yes, I was with him when it happened, but I couldn't hang on to him. He ran off and left me, and I've been looking for him ever since.
Would you tell the police?
No.
Well, for heaven's sake, tell them, Captain. Maybe they can find him.
No, Fay, I don't want to tell the cops.
Why not?
There's a certain reason, and I don't want to talk about it here.
Look, you wait here till I check in the cash. It'll only take a few minutes. I'll be right with you.
All right, Fay.
All right, Captain, now tell me. Why didn't you notify the police?
Because Danny's got a gun on him.
Oh.
Yes. He was on his way to see Duke Moran. You know, about that money.
Yes.
And he was afraid the Duke might start something.
I see. You say you've been looking for Danny?
Yes, I've been everywhere. Been to the casino, over to the bowling alley.
Have you been to Fred's Cafe?
Well, no.
Well, Danny goes there for coffee sometimes.
Well, all right. We'll take a look. Fred's Cafe, why, it's in the next block, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, Fay, we got to find that kid. Well, he's like a crazy man. You know what he did? He looked me right in the face and he didn't know me.
Oh, my goodness. Captain, suppose his memory never does come back.
Oh, now, Fay, don't carry on like that. And don't you start worrying. Yeah, I know how you feel. You and Danny engaged to be married and all, but don't you worry. I think everything will turn out all right.
Oh, I hope so.
Hey, wait!
Oh, listen.
What's your hurry, folks?
That's Danny.
Well, sure it is.
You going to a fire or something? I've been chasing you for a block.
Oh, Danny.
Hiya, Fay.
Oh, Danny, you're all right.
Oh, sure. Sure, I'm all right. Except I'm kind of mixed up. All of a sudden, I'm sitting in the Clark Hotel. And I don't remember going there at all.
The Clark Hotel?
Yeah.
Well, so that's where you've been.
Well, it seems to me I was walking along with you, Cap.
Of course you were, Danny. Don't you know what happened? You had a lapse of memory.
Huh?
Yeah, we've been worried to death about you. The captain and I were looking for you. Oh, Danny, I'm so glad you're all right.
Oh, so I've been off my noggin.
Sure. Don't you remember falling over that fire hydrant?
Fire hydrant?
Yes, that's what did it, Danny. When I helped you up, you thought I was a stick-up man. You ran off down the street.
Well, I'll be darned. How long ago did this happen, Cap?
Well, it's been an hour ago or more. You've been in the Clark Hotel all that time.
Well, how should I know?
When did you come to your senses, Danny?
Well, just now. I'm sitting there in the lobby wondering what it's all about when I seen you folks passing the window.
Oh, swell. But look, Danny boy, you're going to a doctor right away.
What do you mean, doctor?
Well, your head, you must have struck it when you fell.
Oh, my head's all right.
Oh, now, please, don't put up an argument, Danny.
Oh, now, look. Hey, here comes an ambulance. Maybe I better flag it down and crawl in.
Oh, now, don't be smart.
Wait a minute. That's no ambulance. Well, it's a police car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, come on, never mind the police car. Danny, come over here under the light. Let me take a look at your head.
Oh, now, look, Fay, I tell you there's nothing wrong
Hey,
with
hey,
my-
look. You see where that car's stopping?
Huh?
Over in front of the Anchor pool room.
Yeah? Well, wonder what's happened there.
Well, I don't know.
Well, forget it.
No,
Come on.
I want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, so do I.
Come on, Danny, let's go over and see.
All right, you people, get back now. Don't block the doorway.
Hey, what's happened, officer?
The guy's been killed. Shot.
Yeah?
Yeah. They just found his body out in back of the pool hall.
Who was he? Do you know?
Yeah, Duke Moran.
Duke Moran murdered, killed on the very night that you, Danny, with hatred in your heart and a gun in your pocket, were on your way to demand your money. Could it be that after your mind went blank, you continued on to the Anchor pool room? Look at your gun, Danny. If no shots have been fired, you're all in the clear.
Did I kill him? Did I kill him? Did I kill him? Come on, Danny, let's go.
Well, how do you like that? A guy gets bumped off owing me $100.
Yep, and you can kiss that dough goodbye.
And how?
Captain, who do you suppose killed Moran?
Well, how should I know? Didn't have any enemies that I know of. Except Danny.
What do you mean, except Danny? I wasn't the guy's enemy. I just wanted my money back, that's all.
Sure, I know.
You know what?
But you just wanted your money back. What are you getting so excited about?
Hey, boys, let's not walk down this way. There's no doctor in this direction.
Oh, Fay, will you let up on that doctor thing? I tell you, there's nothing wrong with my head.
How do you know?
Well, anyhow, I ain't going to no doctor at this time of the night. Tomorrow, maybe. My head starts aching or something.
Is that a promise?
Oh, okay, that's a promise.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah?
You know, I went to that pool hall right after you disappeared. I thought maybe I'd find you there.
Yeah? Was I there?
No, you wasn't. I asked about Moran, and they said he'd just gone out in the alley. Somebody opened the back door and called him.
Why, Captain, you must have been there just before the murder.
Sure looks like it. I'm sorry now I didn't go out and back and see who Moran was with.
It's a shame you didn't.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, I've been wondering...
All right, go ahead and say it. It was me that called him out and back. It was me that killed him.
Why, Danny.
Well, that's what he's thinking, Fay. I can see it sticking out all over him.
Danny, you mustn't say that.
He knows I've been out of my head for an hour. Can't remember a thing, so now he's trying to pin a crime on me.
Shut up, you fool. Shut up. Why should I want to pin a crime on you?
That's what I'd like to know.
What if you did kill Moran? I'm not holding it against you. You couldn't be blamed. You was off your nut.
Well, I didn't kill him.
How do you know?
I didn't. I know I didn't.
Yes, but how do you know?
Oh, Captain, use your head. Danny lost his memory, and that includes his memory of Moran and his grudge against Moran and everything.
Sure. So now what do you got to say?
Well, maybe that grudge was in the back of your mind, Danny. Even while your memory wasn't working.
You see, Fay, he's bound to make out I did it.
Oh, no such thing. But look here, if you was mixed up in this murder, Danny, it's up to me to help you. I'm your friend. And I gotta find out about it, Danny. Let me see your gun.
Huh?
Let me see your gun.
Now the devil with you.
Let him see it, Danny. That'll settle everything.
Sure he can see it. There you are, Captain.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah. The barrel smells of powder.
Oh, you're crazy.
And 2 slugs have been fired, Danny. Look here.
All right, so the gun's been fired. And that means I killed Moran, I suppose. You're crazy, I tell you.
He's right, Captain. That gun doesn't prove a thing. He might have fired those shots anywhere for no reason at all.
Sure, I've been out of my head, ain't I?
Don't you worry, Danny boy. You didn't kill Moran.
Of course I didn't.
You couldn't have done a thing like that. Not even in a trance. So don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. Don't worry, Danny, don't.
Poor Fay. She doesn't believe her own brave talk. Deep down in her heart, she's afraid that Danny is a killer. It is nearly midnight now. Danny and Captain Fowler have returned to their boat, the fishing boat Dolphin, in the harbor. Danny sits on the deck, gazing morosely into the fog.
Well, hadn't you better turn in, kid? You ought to get some sleep.
Oh, I couldn't sleep. Stick here a minute, will you, Cap? I'd like to talk to you.
Sure.
I'm sorry I blew my top the way I did when we was ashore.
Oh, that's all right, Danny.
I know you was thinking of my interest when you asked to see the gun.
Sure I was.
All kidding aside, it looks pretty much like I bumped off Moran, doesn't it, Cap?
Well, Danny, to be honest with you, it does. Still, there's room for doubt. And if I was you, I'd lay low and say nothing.
And I know one thing. I could never be convicted of murder, even if I did do it.
Why not?
Because I was suffering from amnesia.
Yeah. The trouble is, how are we going to prove that?
How are we going to prove it? Well, couldn't you prove it? You was there when it happened. You saw me go slug nutty.
Sure, but who's going to believe me? I'm your friend. They'd think I was lying to save your neck.
Yeah, I see what you mean. The things look pretty bad then, don't they?
Ah, now look, Danny. Don't go hanging yourself in advance. You know, maybe it's like Fay said. Maybe you just happened to fire them shots.
Hey, listen. I hear a motorboat.
Well, so what?
It's coming this way. Hear it?
Well... sure, I heard.
It's the cops. They're coming here to ask questions.
Oh.
I'm getting out of here, Cap.
No, you keep your shirt on. I'll hail the boat and find out who it is. Now, you wait right here. Ahoy there! Ahoy! Who is it?
It's me, Joe Rodriguez.
Oh, there you are, Danny. It's only Portuguese Joe.
What's he doing out here this time of night?
Well, I don't know.
Here is my line, Captain. You make me fast. I'm coming aboard.
Okay, Joe.
How'd you know we'd be up this late?
Yeah.
I just took a chance, Danny. But I am glad you are up.
Oh, don't tell me you ran out of live bait again.
Oh, no. I got plenty live bait.
Oh? What can we do for you, Joe?
Captain, I got a little business proposition I would like to talk over with Danny. And I would like to talk to him private.
Private?
Oh, now, wait a minute. Anything you got to say to me, you can say in front of the captain.
No, Danny. This is private. Very private.
Oh, see. Well, that's okay, kid. I'll go below. I was about to turn in anyway.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh, don't keep him up too long, Joe. You need some sleep.
I'll just be a few minutes, Captain. Good night.
Good night.
Well, what's on your mind?
Danny, I'm fed up with this town. Business is rotten here. I want to go to Seattle.
Yeah?
And I need a little money, Danny. $200. And I want for Joe should let me have it.
Are you kidding?
Ain't you got $200?
Sure. Sure I have, but I'm getting married in a few days. I need every cent I've got.
Oh, yeah? The sweet young lady who works at the Crystal Theater, huh? You'll be very happy with her, Danny.
You bet I will.
But you'll be much more happy if you give me the money so I can get out of town, Danny.
What do you mean?
I am your friend, Danny, and I do not wish to cause you any trouble. But I know something about you that nobody else in this world knows. Not one soul.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tonight I am in an alley, behind the anchor pool room. There is much fog, but I can see a little bit because there is a light. I see you shoot to Moran. Twice. To the heart.
You're a dirty liar.
So, you see, Danny, it's much better I should leave town. If I stay here, I might get drunk someday and forget I am your friend. I might talk, Danny.
You climb in that boat of yours and get back to shore. Go on or I'll throw you overboard.
You come to see me tomorrow, huh? Before noon? If you don't come by noon, well, maybe I get drunk, huh?
Cap, you awake?
Oh, yes, Dan.
Well, there's no room for doubt now. I'm the guy that did it.
What? How do you know?
Portuguese Joe was an eyewitness. He was there in the alley, saw the whole thing.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
That's right, Cap. The dirty rat came out here to blackmail me. Tried to shake me down for $200. Said I'd have to dig it up by tomorrow noon or he'd start talking.
Well, I'll be darned. Kid, I guess it's time we started doing some fast thinking.
Now, that ain't necessary, Cap. I'm clearing out tonight.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Don't get panicky now. Now, let's give it some thought.
Oh, no, I'm on my way, Cap. No fooling.
Well, where are you going?
I don't know, but I'm going for good. I won't be back.
You won't be... Oh, now, look here. What about Fay? What about your wedding?
Well, that's just a broken dream, Cap.
Oh, Danny. Well, at least you're going to see her before you go, ain't you?
No.
Well, Danny, what's the matter with you? It ain't fair of you to run out on Fay.
It's the fairest thing in the world. Why prolong the agony? There's got to be a clean break.
Oh, but Fay's such a grand kid, and she'll wait for you. Fay's loyal. Yes, sir, Danny. After this thing blows over, you'll find Fay right here waiting for you.
I don't want her to wait for me, and I ain't coming back. Can't you understand that? You think I'd marry Fay now? Me, a killer?
Oh, yeah, I know.
I love that girl. I wouldn't bring disgrace on her. And it would be disgrace even if I cleared myself of the charge. I'd still be a killer.
Yeah, I guess you would. Well, I guess there's no use talking to you. You won't listen to a word I say.
No, Cap. I've made up my mind. I'm going to pack my grip now and go ashore.
Golly, kid, I sure hate to lose you.
Yeah, I hate to go, too, Cap. You've been a prince to me. More like a brother than a boss.
Well, all I can say is thanks, Danny.
Even when you knew I was saving up my money to buy a boat of my own, to go into competition with you, you never said a word.
Well, why should I? Oh, this is a free country. Every man has a right to advance himself.
And, about Fay, I wish you'd explain to her. You know what to say.
Well, I'm not quite as good a talker as you are, Danny, but I'll try.
You know something, Cap? I wish you and Fay'd get married. I know you'd make her happy.
Me and Fay? Oh, no, why, she wouldn't have me.
Don't be too sure about that. She'll forget about me after a while. But explain things to her, will you?
Well, okay, Danny. I'll try. I'll do my best.
Well, I'm going to hit the first freight train out of town. So long, Captain.
Danny, wait a minute.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Oh, Danny, I'm so glad I saw you. I was about to get a boat and go out to the Dolphin.
Yeah?
I've got some wonderful news for you.
What?
At least I think I have. What caliber is your revolver?
Well, it's a .38.
I thought so. Danny, you didn't kill him. You didn't kill Moran. He was shot with a .45.
Huh?
Yeah. I just came from the police hospital. They took the bullets from Moran's body. They were bullets from a .45.
Oh, no. No, that can't be right.
It is right, Danny.
Oh, there's some mistake, honey. Look, I hadn't figured on telling you this, but there was an eyewitness to the murder. Portuguese Joe, the bait peddler. He's just been out to the boat trying to shake me down for some hush money.
Well, he's a liar if he says you did it.
Oh, no, honey, you got a bum steer about them bullets.
I didn't, I tell you. I got it straight from the doctor. What's more, I've been to the Clark Hotel. The clerk said you were there for practically an hour, sitting by the window. That means you went there right after you left the captain, so you couldn't have been to the pool room.
Well, I'll be darned. Now, look, Fay, suppose you go out to the Dolphin. Here, take this grip. Tell the captain what you just told me. And tell him I'm paying a visit to Portuguese Joe right now.
Yes. Just 1 minute. Who is it? Who's there?
It's me, Danny.
Oh. Well, I wasn't expecting you so soon, Danny. You could just as well have come in the morning.
I wanted to get this thing settled.
Sure. Have you got any money?
Joe, you didn't see me shoot Moran.
Nah, Danny, I hope you're not going to put up no argument.
You lied to me, and I'm here to get the truth.
Now, look, Danny.
Come on, admit it. You lied to me, didn't you?
No.
No, yes, you did.
Let me go. Let me go.
I'll choke the living daylights out of you, you rat. Come on. Tell me you lied.
Yes, I lied to you.
I thought so.
Let me go now.
Sure, I'll let you go. But you're going to come clean. You're going to give me the lowdown on this whole rotten business. Come on now, start talking.
The fog has lifted now, and the eastern sky heralds the approach of dawn. As Danny returns to the Dolphin, he finds Fay standing on the deck.
Gee, Danny, I thought you'd never get back. It's almost daylight.
Well, I had a long ways to go, honey. Joe lives way out at the end of the Channel Street Wharf. That's where his bait shack is.
Well, what'd you find out? Did you face him with his lie?
I sure did. Is the captain in his cabin?
No, he's not. He's, gone ashore.
Gone ashore?
Danny, there's something wrong with the captain. He's been acting very queerly.
Yeah?
When I told him you'd gone to see Portuguese Joe, his face went as white as a sheet. Then he went over to his desk and wrote a note. Sealed it in an envelope and told me to give it to you when you come back.
I'll bet I know what's in it.
What?
A confession. But I won't need it now. I got one from Joe.
What do you mean?
Honey, the captain's been framing me.
Framing you?
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Remember he said he didn't go out in back of the pool hall to see who it was that called Moran out in the alley?
Yes.
Well, he lied. He did go out there, and he saw the murder committed. He knew who did it.
Why, Danny.
And right then, he got a bright idea. He figured he'd make me believe I committed that murder. So I'd take it on the lam. Get out of town. You see, honey?
Well, why would he do that?
Because he was in love with you.
What?
Our wedding day was getting closer, and the captain was half crazy with jealousy. He wanted me out of the picture so that he could marry you.
Oh, Danny, I can't believe that.
It's true, honey. Joe told me. I'd have got a lot more out of Joe, too, only he broke loose from me and dived into the water. Last I seen of him, he was swimming away.
Well, what about the murder? Did you find out who killed Moran?
I got a hunch that Joe himself did it. After he left, I looked around his shack. And I found an IOU there signed by the Duke.
You did? Then the Duke owed Portuguese Joe money, too.
Yep. And I figured the captain made Joe a proposition. If Joe'd come here and make me believe I was the killer, the captain wouldn't squeal on me.
Sure, Danny. That makes sense.
Well, I better see what the captain wrote.
Yeah. Open it up, Danny.
Dear Danny, I suppose you know everything by now. I haven't got the nerve to face you, kid, so I'll be the one to hit the freight. You won't need to save any more money for that boat. I've signed over the Dolphin to you. You'll find the papers in my desk. Good luck, Danny, and make Fay a good husband.
Yes, the captain was the villain in our story. But wait, what about Danny's gun with the 2 empty shells? That doesn't fit into our solution at all. Or does it? Remember when the captain and Danny were on their way to the pool hall and Danny stumbled over the hydrant? The fog was pretty thick, you know. The captain didn't have a bit of trouble in slipping that gun out of Danny's pocket. He wanted to make sure Danny didn't use it on Moran. And later, after the captain had formulated his plot against Danny, it was a simple matter for him to fire a couple of shots from the gun and then slip it back into Danny's pocket when he met Fay and Danny on the street. Yes, the fog sometimes has its advantages.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Tonight's Whistler story was written by Herbert Connor, directed by J. Donald Wilson, and originated from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next Sunday, same time, 9:15.
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you the unusual story of jealousy. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
It's intermission time at the Bah Ghoulie Show. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for some hot popcorn? How's about your favorite soft drinks, which are sparkling cold? And there's all kinds of candy to tempt you. It's radio time, folks. Enjoy the rest of the program. Hope you're enjoying today's radio program. When it's done, be sure to check out our channel over at WatchWaddle. Enjoy some tunes with a nice cold soda. This week, guest quacking on the Bah Ghoulie Show, Waddle the Duck. And here's Waddle. Hey folks, Waddle from WatchWaddle here. Hope you're enjoying today's radio program. And if you're considering getting a new radio to listen to them, why not get one with the newest innovation, the 4-speed record player? Because available now is our newest hits from WatchWaddle Production. Check out me and the gang and our hilarious, zany, and crazy tunes, filled with spoofs, gags, and jokes. Available in our playlist collection. Check them out for some cheap laughs and running gags. Whoa. And when we say running gags, we ain't kidding, brother. Screwy Forest's WatchWaddle cartoons. Available on Channel WatchWaddle. The Bah Ghoulie Show is brought to you by OTR Halloween Holidays.
Good evening, friends. This is your host to welcome you again through the creaking door into the Inner Sanctum. Come in. I'm enjoying some winter sports with a couple of cold-blooded skates. Personally, I don't mind the low temperature anymore. That's because I wear a snow-foe storm coat. Keeps the cold spirits out. Yes, sir. Now I'm just a werewolf in a sheepskin-lined shroud. Oh, him? Now, that's our photographer, Artie. Yes, he just passed out while taking a picture from overexposure. Ready now for our excursion beyond the grave. Let me warn you, we're a bit crowded. You may not be able to get a round-trip ticket. We can accommodate you on the way out, but coming back, you'll have to double up with a corpse. The fog rolls in from the sea and begins to blanket the long, narrow island, which is joined to the Florida mainland by a bridge. In the lone house on the island, two men stand at the window, watching the mist develop into a thick gauze, obscuring the lights on the mainland.
Listen, the fog is getting worse. Look out there. It's covering everything like a disgusting, evil monster.
It'll lift by morning.
Morning. I may not be here by morning.
What the devil do you mean by that?
I mean, I may not be alive.
What are you talking?
Unless you help me. I asked you out here tonight because I was afraid to be alone.
But you said before that your sister-in-law, Carol, and her husband, what's his name, Everett, would be here.
Yes, Vincent, but you're my friend. You're my closest friend. For the past week, I had a feeling that death was coming here to the island. And then when the fog began to roll in from the sea, I knew it would be tonight.
Arthur, you're not making sense. You've got nothing to worry about. Except for being a little nervous, you're perfectly healthy.
You don't understand, Vincent. Valerie's come back.
Valerie?
Yes, she's here on the island.
For heaven's sake, Arthur, get hold of yourself.
She's
and
here,
stop.
out there, someplace in that fog.
That's impossible, and you know it. It's been 6 months since your wife Valerie drowned.
They never found her body. It was never washed up on shore.
A drowned body isn't always found.
She never went out on that boat.
Of course she did. It was all settled at the coroner's inquest.
No, there were some things that were never settled.
What do you mean by that?
You know Valerie. You know how strange and moody she was.
Well, a great many people are moody.
No. Not like Valerie was. She would prowl this island at night with that cat of hers always following. Everywhere she went, that cat would be with her. And on foggy nights, they'd be gone for hours.
Well, that still doesn't prove that Valerie wasn't on that boat.
Of course it does. Don't you understand? Cats hate water. I begged her many times to go out fishing with me. She'd never step foot in a boat.
Look, this is all just your imagination working overtime.
Oh, Vincent, she's come back to kill me. She hated me. From the day we were married, she hated me. On her wedding night, she flew into a rage. She scratched me. Her hand was like a claw, like a cat's claw. And now she's come back to kill me.
You better stop talking
The
that
cat
kind of...
disappeared the night Valerie did.
Well, of course it did. It drowned with her.
No. The cat's come back to the island. I've heard it at night.
What you heard was probably a stray cat that wandered onto the island across the bridge. Now,
I'll get it. Hello.
Arthur Cameron.
Yes, who's this?
Listen. You have 6 hours to live, Arthur. Just 6 more hours.
It was Valerie. She spoke to me.
What are you talking about?
And the cat was with her. She said I had 6 hours to live.
6 hours? Here, let me have that phone.
It's no use. She's hung up.
Well, maybe we can trace the call. Hello? Hello, operator. Operator.
You're going to kill me. You've got to help.
Now, just take it easy, Arthur. I'll get the police in a minute. Hello, operator. Operator.
What's wrong? Why doesn't she answer?
I think I know why. I'm afraid the wires have been cut. Come on. I'm driving you to the mainland.
Can't you drive faster?
With the fog as thick as it is, Arthur, I'm going faster than I should.
But you've got to get me off the island.
The bridge is just ahead. We'll be on the mainland in a few minutes. Say, I just remembered something.
What?
You said that Valerie's sister Carol and her husband Everett would be out here to visit you tonight.
Yes, but we can't wait for them.
What time did they say they'd be here?
8:30.
Well, it's past that now. They should drive along this road any moment. Maybe we'll meet them and then we'll...
Why did you stop? We can't stay here.
The bridge. If I hadn't stopped quickly enough, we'd both have been killed. This end of the bridge has been washed out.
Vincent, please, let's go back into the house. She's somewhere near us in the fog here. I can feel her.
I'm not going in until I find out where that phone wire was cut. I'm going to splice it together again. It's our only chance of reaching the police.
It's 9 o'clock. An hour has gone by already. And if I'm not out of here by 2 o'clock...
What is it?
Look, you can see it through the fog. There's a strange yellow light down the road.
Why, it's the headlight of a car coming this way.
A car?
Yeah, quick. Behind the house here and stay out of sight. It's turning into the driveway.
How could a car have come onto the island with that bridge washed out?
Be quiet. Somebody's getting out.
They're coming this way. What? It's Carol and Everett. Carol! Everett!
Arthur! What in the deuce are you doing out here in back of the house? You scared me.
Everett, I'm so glad you're here.
What's the matter, Arthur? You acted...
I'll tell you in a minute, but how did you get here?
Say, what's gotten into you?
How did you get on the island?
We drove over the bridge and up the shore road. How else can you get here?
But how could you drive over the bridge? It's been washed out.
Washed out?
I saw it with my own eyes, and Vincent saw it too, didn't you, Vincent?
I certainly did.
Oh, Vincent, I didn't know you were here.
Yes, Everett, and I'm glad I am.
Well, you two must be mistaken. Carol and I drove over that bridge less than 3 minutes ago.
3 minutes, huh?
Why do you say it that way?
Are you sure you haven't been on the island longer than that?
What does he mean?
Hanged if I know.
Some very strange things have been happening. Arthur's life has been threatened.
What?
It's true, by your sister Valerie.
Don't you two know that April Fool's Day is months away?
Joke all you want, Everett, but it's true. Even the telephone wire has been cut. Vincent, the telephone.
Yeah.
So the telephone wire's been cut, huh?
You better answer it, Arthur.
I'm almost afraid.
Come on, I'll go in with you. Hurry up.
All right. Hello?
Hello, Arthur.
Valerie?
We're here, Arthur. Listen. It's 9 o'clock, Arthur. You have 5 more hours to live.
This waiting, I can't stand it. Why don't the police come?
Now, take it easy, Arthur. They'll be here. We only phoned them a few minutes ago.
But something might happen before they get here. We can't just sit around waiting for them to arrive.
Of course, it would be difficult to find anybody out there in that fog. But we could look around until the police got here.
No, I'm not going out there. She's waiting for me.
Arthur, please try to understand. It couldn't be Valerie.
You don't know any of you. I can feel it. She's coming closer and closer every minute.
Arthur, you've got nothing to worry about. I've got this gun. And believe me, I won't hesitate to use it.
Vincent, I didn't know you were in the habit of carrying a gun.
I gave it to him, Everett, before you arrived.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me with a gun?
I really don't trust anyone with a gun. Carol, what is it?
There was something outside the window. A sort of face.
Carol, please, now don't you get started on this crazy nonsense.
No.
It's just a swirling fog.
No, I saw it. But now it's gone. I could make out the eyes. They were shining like the eyes of a...
Look out! She's here! She's coming for me!
Let's go, Everett. That came from the back of the house.
No, don't leave me here.
Carol, you go with Vincent. I'll stay with Arthur.
All right. Vincent! Vincent, wait!
Arthur, I stayed with you because I want to talk about Vincent. I think it was foolish of you to give him that gun.
Vincent's my friend. I trust him.
You shouldn't.
Why do you say that?
Don't you remember how he acted at the coroner's inquest? He testified against you time and again, very subtly, to make them think you were responsible for Valerie's death.
You were wrong. Vincent would have no reason to do
No? He and Valerie were quite close before you came along, Arthur. Even after you came along.
That isn't true.
He even saw her the night she disappeared.
You don't know what you're saying.
At the inquest, he swore he wasn't on the island that night. But he was. And I can prove it. Here. Look at this.
The cigarette lighter.
Yes, with Vincent's initials on it. You can still see them through the rust.
Where did you get that lighter?
Carol and I found it in the water near the boathouse. I remember the day after Valerie disappeared, Vincent made a remark about losing his lighter. Now, do you still think he's such a friend?
What? If what you say is true, you and Carol and I have got to stay together until the police get here.
You're sure they're on the way?
Yes, they told me on the phone it would take them less than 15 minutes to get here.
Well, it may not be safe for you to wait for them here. We'll go down to the bridge to meet.
No, I'm not going out in that fog. She's there waiting for me.
Look, Arthur, you've got more to fear from Vincent than anyone.
But don't
come on before he returns.
All right. We'd better go out through the French windows.
Good idea. Stay close to the house until we get to the garage.
The fog is so thick, I can't see you.
I'm just on the edge of the gravel path.
Wait, what's wrong?
Arthur, stay where you are.
Where are you?
Something's out here near us.
Don't move.
It just brushed against me. Arthur! Run! Run!
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Don't go away, kitty. We need you for a couple of more murders. Everett's dead, you know. That's what he gets for letting a black cat cross his throat. Say, how do you like that Valerie? She's some wife, huh? Nagging her husband right to the grave. The same one she's in. Well, Valerie's sore about that last phone call she made. The operator said to her, 5 cents for the next 5 murders, please. Now let's get back to our frightened friends on that Florida island.
She meant to kill me, Carol. She mistook Everett for me.
Arthur, please. How is he, Vincent?
He's dead.
Oh, no. Everett.
It's as if his throat was torn open by a wild animal.
I told you she was more animal than human. She and that cat, they were in here.
Carol, you'd better not touch the body.
Oh, leave me alone. You've done enough already.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what it means, Vincent. And when the police come, I'm going to tell them how you ran away from me out there in the fog.
I didn't run away from you. I thought you were behind me when I came back to the house.
You're lying.
Just a moment, Carol.
What is it?
The cigarette lighter that Everett had in his hand is missing.
What cigarette lighter?
You know the one I mean. The one that was found in the water near the boathouse.
I haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about.
I have. Arthur, you'd better search him.
Now, look here.
If you're as innocent as you claim to be, Vincent, you shouldn't mind.
All right, then go ahead and search.
I will after I make this call.
Whom you calling?
The police. Can't understand why they haven't gotten here yet. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Hello.
Hello, operator. Will you please connect me with police headquarters and hurry?
Do you think you've been calling the police department all this time, Arthur?
Oh.
Yes. Valerie. We're still here. It's 10 o'clock, Arthur. You have just 4 more hours.
Arthur, where's Vincent?
I just left him. Carol, did you know about him and Valerie?
Well, yes, Arthur.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I wanted to. But after all, she was my sister.
We'll have to get away from him.
Yes. Well, suppose we tell him that we're going for the police. He can't have any objection to that.
But suppose he wants to come with us in the car.
Well, somebody has to stay here with Everett's body.
Well, do you think it's safe to leave him here? If he killed Everett, he'll have a chance to destroy any evidence.
We can't help that. It's safer to leave him here than to take him with us. He still has that gun of yours.
That's right, I have.
Vincent.
Forgive me for disturbing you, too.
I thought you were supposed to be outside.
I was outside for a while. But I saw somebody moving around in the other room, so I came back. When I got to the other room, I found Everett's body missing.
What? Gone? Everett's body is gone?
Vincent, you were in that room before alone.
So was Carol after I left. Weren't you, Carol?
Oh, I don't remember. I may have been.
You were there alone, Carol. I remember.
Arthur, you walked with me to the front door. When I left the house, the body was still there. After that, I don't know what happened. But perhaps Carol does.
What are you driving at?
What do you think I'm driving
You
at?
mean that I did something with Everett's body?
Draw your own conclusions. I've drawn mine.
How dare you imply such things? I won't listen to another word of such talk. Not another word.
Well, Arthur, what do you think?
I don't know what to think. I'm going out of my mind. I don't know where to turn, who to trust.
You can trust me.
I wish I was sure that I could.
Oh, of course you can. Now, come here, Arthur. Don't you see? The one who hopes to kill you is trying to break you down first. Now, for your own sake, you mustn't give in. I don't know who's behind all this, but I do know this. It's all part of a plan to destroy you little by little. Don't you see that now?
Nothing makes sense.
Now, you listen to me, Arthur, and listen to me well, because there isn't a great deal of time left. We've got to get away from Carol while there's still time, while she's not here.
Why?
Can't you see she's trying to kill you?
Why?
Yes, don't be a fool. Carol is the one who lied to you. She and Everett both. They intended to murder you, but in the darkness and the fog, Carol made a fatal mistake. She thought it was you she was killing, not Everett.
No, that was Valerie in the room. A human animal was there. You saw the claw marks on Everett's throat.
That could be accomplished with an iron claw. Valerie is dead.
What makes you so sure of that?
I know she's dead. They never drove across that bridge at 9 tonight. They've been here on the island all evening.
How do you know that?
I know that because we saw that bridge with our own eyes. And I saw it again just 10 minutes ago. It's still down.
You're just saying that.
Come on with me, Arthur, and you'll see for yourself.
No, you're trying to get me out of the house, out into that fog with Valerie.
Will you stop being an idiot? Here. Take this gun. That'll make you feel any better. Take it and hold it in my back while we're outside. Now, let's get away from Carol while there's still a chance.
All right. Give me the gun.
Here.
Now, keep in front of me all the time. And I'm warning you. If you make one false move, I'll kill you.
You see? Carol and Everett were lying to us. The bridge is still down.
You're right, Vincent. They couldn't have come across that bridge.
Of course not. The only trouble is we can't get back over it now either.
But we've got to get off this island
Wait
somehow.
a minute. I should have thought of it before. Your boat.
I sold the motorboat after the accident.
Well, what about a rowboat?
There's still one of those down at the boathouse at the other end of the island.
Good. Then we can row over to the mainland.
Yes, of course. Come on.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Back to the house with the car.
Don't be ridiculous. We can't go back there now. We gotta walk.
All right, along the beach here.
Gotta walk faster than that, Arthur.
Vincent, I have a feeling we're being followed.
Just your imagination. Who could see us in this fog?
But I tell you that we are being followed. I told you. Look behind us.
Yes, I can see it now. It's a cat.
And there's a woman with it. Valerie!
We've lost them, Arthur.
They can't be far behind.
Doesn't make any difference now. There's the boathouse just ahead.
The boat! It's not at the land.
Well, it must be. You can't see it because of the fog.
I can see it isn't there.
All right, then we'll hide in the boathouse till morning.
You can't hide from the dead.
Oh, will you please stop that nonsense? We're dealing with somebody very much alive. You've still got that gun.
You can't harm the dead with a gun.
Come on, we're going inside. Door's locked.
I didn't lock it. This boathouse has never been locked before.
All right, wait here. I'll break through the window and come around through the inside. There, just wait for me. I'll unlock the door.
They're coming, Vincent. Hurry, hurry.
Now, come on inside, Arthur, quickly. Better lock the door.
Yes.
Arthur, we're in luck. There's a phone here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Maybe it hasn't been disconnected like the other one.
I'll try it. Hello. Hello, operator.
Hello, Arthur. It's 11 o'clock, Arthur. Just 3 more hours.
Quarter to 2, Arthur. You can't stay here another minute.
And I can't run away any longer. Where would I go? Where would I hide? If she's going to kill me, let her come and do it.
You've still got 15 minutes.
Oh, my time's run out now.
Well, I wanted to help you save yourself, but you wouldn't let me. I'm not going to stay here another second.
Vincent!
This is your last chance. Do you want to make a run for it with me?
I told you it was no use.
All right, then there's nothing more I can do. Goodbye.
Valerie!
Yes, Archie. I've come for you.
Valerie, please.
You know why I've come, don't you?
Please, don't come any closer.
You hated me so much. Couldn't even wait until death came to me naturally. You knew how much I hated water, how much I was afraid of.
Stand where you are. Don't come another step.
You despised me because your bullets can't harm me. There's no way you can harm me anymore because I am dead. But I can harm you.
Valerie, forgive me. Valerie, please forgive me. I was sorry as soon as I threw you off the boat, but it was too late. I dived into the water to find you, but I couldn't. I tried until my lungs almost burst. Please, please forgive me.
Why didn't you tell the police?
I wanted to live. But now it doesn't make any difference.
You're wrong about that, Arthur.
Vincent!
It makes a big difference to us.
What are you doing back here?
I was listening outside to your confession.
Confession?
Thank you, Miss Mason. That'll be all.
Yes, sir.
Miss Mason?
The fog outside and this dim light in here helped her disguise.
And it wasn't Valerie.
How could it be? Valerie's dead, isn't she? And the dead can't really return.
But Everett, who killed him?
Everett? Everett's alive.
Very much alive, Arthur.
What?
It wasn't hard for me to pretend being dead with Vincent and Carol keeping you away from my body.
And you, all of you worked
in on this together. Yes. The police couldn't help us because Valerie's body was never found. But we knew you had killed her. We just had to wait for the chance to prove it.
And now you have my confession.
Come on, Arthur. Wait a minute, Everett. Hello? Hello, Bennett. It's all over. Yeah. You can hook up the wires again. And Bennett, you'd better get to work on that bridge right away. We're making a trip to the mainland.
It's an outrage. All those juicy chances for murder and not one drop of blood spilled. Well, I guess that's the way it is some nights. You just can't lay away a corpuscle. And that Valerie, what a dud she turned out to be. Didn't even have enough courage to step out of her grave. Confidentially, though, the reason is Valerie doesn't like to be seen in shrouds. Oh, no, there's no moral to this story. Just the ugly fact that when you're dead, brother, you're dead.
Inner Sanctum was heard in the United States over CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System, and has been rebroadcast for servicemen and women overseas. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
It's intermission time at the Bah Ghoulie Show. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar.
Let's go out to the lobby. Let's go out to the lobby.
Let's go out to the lobby
and have ourselves a treat.
Candy.
It's radio time, folks. Enjoy the rest of the program. Watchwater Radio Repairman. Thanks for watching the Bah Ghoulie Show by OTR Halloween Holidays. This is Waddle the Duck saying check out Channel Watch Waddle for some fun cartoons with no static. The Bah Ghoulie Show is brought to you by OTR Halloween Holidays.
In the dream, you are falling, lost in the listening distance as dark locks in. NightFall.
How far does this road go? What time is it? Late?
There hasn't been a sign for miles.
You should be there by now. What time is it?
My watch stopped. It must be midnight. Well, where was the last sign?
We could have missed it in this stuff. In roads like this. You know what they say? The more you drink, the straighter the road gets.
Maybe we should have brought along a bottle.
But with fog on a road like this.
Look,
Yeah.
where'd he come from on a night like this?
Let's see if he can tell us where we are.
You're not going to pick him up.
Why not?
I don't like it, especially at night.
How are you now?
Oh, you want to... It's a lousy night. Going far?
Just a ways.
Not the best night for hitchhiking.
Well, I got this far, right?
Can you tell us where we are?
You don't know?
Oh, I think we must have taken a wrong turn in the fog.
Oh, no. We're on the right road.
The right road to where?
You can let me out now.
Oh, sure. That's a short ride. Where are we?
It's been long enough. Here's fine. Thank you.
Oh, hey, wait
There's
a
a
minute.
hotel along just a ways. You'll find everything you need.
Well, what do you mean?
What do you make of that?
Pretty spooky. Did we say something?
No. Maybe it's something we didn't say. Eternity Cove Hotel and Lounge. This has to be the place.
Eternity Cove. Well, that's what Newfoundland's famous for. Funny place names. And fog.
And fish. Don't forget fish. Especially strange ones.
I warned you not to pick him up. Let's check it out.
Sure. I'll get the bags, just in case.
Right. I'll be right here.
Not the liveliest spot on earth, is it? Anybody home?
Try the bell.
Desk.
How would you like to be able to say you lived in Jerry's Nose?
What?
The map here on the wall. There's a place called Jerry's Nose. Maybe we're in Jerry's Nose and Jerry has a cold. That would explain the fog.
Let's hope Jerry doesn't sneeze. Hey, desk.
Here's another one. Empty basket.
Lord.
Can I help you?
Oh, hi. I wonder if you could...
Yes, we're trying to get to Shallop Cove, and we seem to be lost.
No, you're not lost. Not as long as you're here.
Oh, you mean it's not far from here?
That depends on what you mean by far.
Could you show us on the map?
If it's not too much trouble.
Gary.
Here's your room.
We don't want a room. We just want to know where the hell we are.
You read the sign outside.
Well, yes, we saw the sign.
And that's where you are. Eternity Cove. Our hotel is at your service. Your key, sir.
Can't you get it into your head that we aren't here for the night?
Aren't you?
What the hell do you mean?
What my husband's trying to say is that we'd like you to tell us how to get to Shallop Cove.
I understand perfectly, ma'am. I'm merely saying you have no choice. Aside from anything else, the fog.
Perhaps he's right, Gary. Maybe we should stay the night.
Oh, but...
The fog is bad, and we're both exhausted.
But it can't be far from here.
Why not check in, Gary?
But I can find out...
I'm sure it's the best thing.
Well, you're probably right. I'll park the car.
A wise decision, if I may say so. Your first visit to Newfoundland?
Yes.
Pity.
What do you mean?
You're from Ontario.
Why, yes.
Brampton.
Yes, we're from Brampton. How do you know that?
How do we know? Anything. Visiting your daughter and your grandson, I believe.
That's right. But how could you possibly... Someone must have told you we were coming.
Oh, yes. We were informed, Mrs. London.
Then you must know Susan, our daughter, and Tom.
You're right about that fog. If anything, it's getting worse.
Gary, this man knows Susan and Tom. He knew we were coming. That's weird. He's gone.
Oh. Never mind. Grab the key. If we're staying here, let's get our money's worth of sleep. Well, it's not exactly home sweet home, but it is for the night. I'd hoped we'd seen the last of these places for a while.
Same here. Gary, did you notice anything about that man? The man at the desk? He was very odd.
There's nothing odd about being rude.
No, I don't mean that. He seemed to know all about us.
Well, if he knows Susan.
But he even knew our names.
Well?
And his voice. Did you notice anything?
I guess I was too annoyed with him. What do you mean?
Well, I couldn't be sure. Of course, we didn't get a good look at him. But I could swear he was the same man we picked up on the highway.
Don't be silly. That's impossible. It's just the accent. Makes all these newfies sound the same to us.
I don't know. There's something strange about it.
Well, look, you were the one who thought staying here was such a great idea.
I know, but I don't know why. Something to do with the way he was looking at me.
Oh, yeah? Well, look, let's get our bearings. I'll make a phone call. If I can find a damn phone.
Susan and Tom?
Yeah, let them know where we seem to be, then maybe they can tell us where we are. Yeah. I'll see if there's a payphone down the hall.
Don't be long.
If you promise to be in bed by the time I get back.
All I have to do is brush my teeth. My forehead. Looks like paint. No, it's not paint. It's... What's happening? Oh, my God. Gary! Gary! Oh, God, help me.
Hey, I'm coming! What's happening? What's wrong, for God's sake?
Oh, Gary. The mirror. My head.
Did you hurt your head? What are you talking about?
Gary, look at me.
Well?
You don't see? I was cleaning my teeth. Then I looked up at the mirror. There was a trickle of blood on my forehead. It got bigger and wider while I watched it.
But there's nothing on your forehead, darling. It's fine.
I saw it, Gary. I watched the wound grow and grow, and Gary. I saw my brain.
What did you...
My brain. Oh, Gary, it was terrible. I could see it.
What are you talking about? Peggy, there's not a mark. Your head's perfectly all right.
But, Gary...
Look in the mirror. Now, you see? Oh, my God. You've... Peggy.
I'm not there anymore. I've disappeared.
But that's impossible. It must be some kind of trick.
But you're there. It's only me. I don't have a reflection.
But what? Now, let's take a look at this medicine cabinet. Oh, damn!
Gary.
Oh, my wrist! There's broken glass all over the basin.
Oh, Gary, I'm sorry I dropped a glass when it happened.
Give me a towel. God, I'm bleeding all over the place.
Keep the pressure on your wrist.
Yeah.
Now I'll get something to make a bandage.
What the hell else is going to go wrong tonight?
Did you get through to Susan?
No, there's no payphone either.
As soon as we get the bleeding stopped, I want to get out of here.
You've got yourself a deal.
That's ridiculous. I left the car right here.
Are you sure?
Well, of course I'm sure.
Well, in this fog, it's almost impossible to see anything.
No. It's a small lot, Peggy. I know I left it right here. It must have been stolen.
But it can't have. We would have heard it. Gary, what are we going to do?
Well, there's no use going back in there. We'll leave the bags and walk. Well, there's bound to be a house where we can phone. The police can straighten everything out.
Well, what about your wrist? You should get a doctor to look at it.
No, I'm all right for now. My feet are fine. Let's get going.
How's your wrist?
It's throbbing a bit.
Is it still bleeding?
I think so. Not much.
You sure we're going in the right direction?
Not exactly, but we can't be far from where we turned off the highway.
Funny, nobody seems to live along here.
Yeah, you'd think we'd see a car at least. But it's pretty late.
Never mind. I'd rather be out here than in that awful hotel.
I don't understand what that place is doing there. Wonder they get any trade at all.
I don't think they do. Felt like we were their first customers for years. Tired?
Yeah. You?
Not anymore. You know me. If I stay up long enough, I can go all night. Second wind. Oh. Gary?
What?
Stop walking for a minute.
Why?
I want to try something.
What?
Just stand still. Okay?
Well, where are you going? Come back, Peggy.
No, hold it. Stay where you are. Don't move. There you are.
What are you up to? You walked up the road and back. So what?
Didn't you notice?
Notice what? You disappeared in the mist.
No. Gary, there was no noise. Not a sound. I walked up the road and back and didn't make one single sound.
You were walking on fog. But you were always light on your feet.
Listen, Gary. I tried to make a noise, but I couldn't. Come on, I'll show you. Now stop. See? I walked this far, and not a sound.
Well, you must have been walking on your toes.
No. It's been like that ever since we left the hotel.
Really?
Oh, Gary, what's happening to me?
I don't know. I don't understand.
First there was that awful man in the hotel, and then the wound in my head, and that mirror. Now, I don't make any noise when I walk. It's as if I didn't exist anymore.
Peggy. Now, Peggy, stop that. Stop it. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, darling. It's like some terrible dream. Oh, Gary, hold on to me.
Yeah, sure, here.
Tell me it's a dream, and soon I'll wake up, and Susan will be there, and the baby, and Tom, and we'll have arrived, and everything will be normal again.
Oh, hey, Nighthawk. Hang on there. We'll figure it out. Now, take it easy.
Oh, your wrist.
I'll be okay.
Oh, Gary.
Better?
Mm. Let's walk faster from now on.
Right. We'll never get to the highway at this rate.
When I was a little girl, I used to imagine that fog was alive and that somehow it could breathe.
Yeah?
Yeah. And there was good fog and bad fog. If you breathed in the good fog, it made you strong. So strong that if you breathed enough of it, you could fly. But the bad fog was scary. If you breathed it in, it sucked the air out of your lungs. And if the fog was really bad, it sucked the bones right out of your body.
Yikes.
I was always very careful only to breathe in the good fog. But I never got enough of it. I never did learn how to fly.
You never told me that before.
No. Probably all kinds of things I never told you. Even 26 years isn't long enough to tell someone everything. Tell me something you've never told me.
There isn't anything.
Of course there is. It doesn't have to be.
No, there's nothing.
There must be. There must be some silly thing that was part of you that I couldn't possibly know about.
You mean like another woman?
No. I'd have known about that. What I mean
There
is...
wasn't, you know. There hasn't been. Anyone else, I mean.
Gary, you don't have to say... But I guess you did, eh? Once you started to think about it.
Yeah. These days, with the way people are, I feel like a museum sometimes, the way I am about you.
I know.
It's funny, isn't it?
What? The stuff that comes out on a road in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah. That must sound pretty silly. But you meant something else. You wanted me to tell you something silly.
It doesn't have to be. But it could be.
Really silly?
If you like, yes. Really silly.
Well, when I was small, I used to take the plug out of the bathtub before I got out of the water. Then I'd have to get out of the tub and dry myself off and get my pajamas on before the gurgling from the drain stopped, or else the glob creature would crawl up the drain pipe and drag me down. Isn't that silly? Peggy?
Gary, I think I can see a light.
You sure?
I think so. For a moment, there was a gap in the fog, and I saw a light. I'm sure I did.
Well, it must be the highway. Thank God. Come on. Oh, I feel dizzy. Too tired to run, I guess. Hang on, Peggy.
Take it easy. No need to rush.
Now, that's better. Let's go.
Look, I was right. And the fog's lighter over there.
Oh, thank God. Peggy. Look. It can't be.
What? What is it?
That sign.
It's just a road sign, and we can tell where we are when we... Oh, no.
Yeah. It's Eternity Cove. We're back where we started. We've been walking in circles.
Gary.
I'm sorry, but to walk and end up here and the light, it must be the hotel.
But that's impossible. We stayed on the road the whole time. We never turned off it. We can't be at the hotel.
We are. It's all some crazy joke.
Take it easy, Gary. I don't think it's the hotel.
Oh, maybe you're right. It's much smaller. Let's see.
RCMP, Eternity Cove.
Oh, now we can get everything sorted out.
If only we'd seen this place when we were by before.
Officer, you've no idea how glad we are to see you. Our car's been stolen.
And my husband's cut his wrist. Is there a doctor anywhere near?
Morning.
Can we use your phone?
We should call our daughter. She'll be frantic about us. They were expecting us hours ago.
Morning.
Good morning. Please help us.
Gary, I don't think he heard us. He hasn't even looked up.
Will you get your head out of that book and listen to us? We need help.
Morning.
Oh, my God. Peggy?
What's wrong?
It's him. Peggy, it's the guy from the hotel. And the hitchhiker.
What are you talking about? He must be a brother or something. Probably everyone in town's related.
No, it's the same man.
Morning.
I wonder if you can help us. Our car's been stolen and my husband's hurt. And we've got to get in touch with our daughter.
Mr. and Mrs.
London. Yes, London. Mr. and Mrs. Gary London.
Car?
Chevette. A blue Chevette.
Ontario license.
Yes. How did you know that? Did you find it?
Registration?
STX 176.
Oh, can't we get someone to look at my husband's arm? We can talk about the car later.
Excuse me for a minute.
And the phone. Can we use the phone, please?
Surly bastard.
Oh, Gary, look at you. You're soaked in blood. You better sit down.
No, I'm all right. It's the same man, I tell you. He even remembered our names.
I wish you'd calm down.
You noticed something?
What?
It's so quiet. Not a sound. No radio. No typewriter. No telephone.
Oh, it's just early in the morning, that's all. I don't suppose much happens in a place like this.
Except car stealing. Peggy.
Yes?
It just happened to me.
What?
My reflection. In the window there. It just disappeared.
Sorry for the delay, Mrs. London. Mr. London.
Do all the mirrors in this town play tricks like this?
Yes, they do.
That's the first straight answer we got out of you.
We found your car.
Forget the car. Can you get my husband to a doctor? He really must have his wrist looked at. He's covered in blood.
Never mind. Where's the car? Do you have it here?
Blue Chevette.
We know it's a blue Chevette. Where is it?
A blue Chevette answering the description of your car was found an hour ago.
Well?
It was off the road in the ditch.
Badly damaged?
Yes, it was.
Was there anyone in it?
Yes. There was a woman in the car.
Stolen by a woman?
Was she badly hurt?
Yes.
Is she
dead? Not at first.
You mean
She died an hour or so after the crash. Head injuries. It was in the thick of fog, so the car wasn't found for a good while.
I'm sorry.
She was identified by Mrs. Thurlow of Shallop Cove.
Mrs. Susan Thurlow? But that's our daughter. A friend of Susan's was killed?
The report says the accident took place only half a mile from Susan Thurlow's home.
Oh, poor Susan.
The driver was found almost 2 miles away, out on the highway.
The woman wasn't alone?
No. The driver was a man.
A pair of joyriders. Poor guy. Steals a car and kills his girlfriend. Imagine having to live with that.
The woman was his wife.
God. Is he hurt?
He was.
He was?
He apparently lost consciousness, but wasn't badly hurt in the crash. He forced himself to the windshield of the car, got out, and went for help as soon as he came round.
But she died. And he was too late?
Yes. Much too late.
But he's okay?
That depends on what you mean. His body was also identified by Mrs. Susan Thurlow.
But you said he wasn't hurt.
He wasn't. For getting out of the car, he cut his wrist very badly. He bled to death on the road.
Oh, no. Peggy.
Gary.
Yes. Both of you.
Peggy.
Mr. and Mrs. London, now that you're finally together again, Welcome to Eternity Cove.